Did you know that at this very moment, within each of its 37 trillion cells, there is an instruction manual that, if unfolded and stretched, could go from Earth to the Moon more than 6,000 times? And the most disturbing, this manual contains secrets about you that you don't even know yet. Prepare yourself, because what I will reveal about your DNA will completely change the way you see yourself.
Look how crazy. If I took all the DNA of your body and put on a scale, you would know how much I would weigh? Only 50 grams. That's right, the code that determines absolutely everything about you, from the color of your eyes to your predisposition to enjoying coriander, weighs less than a chicken egg. But this is where the thing is really interesting. Within these 50 grams, there is more information than all the books ever written in the history of humanity.
We are talking about 3 billion chemical letters that form your personal genetic code. And you know what is the scariest part? 99.9% of your DNA is identical to mine, your neighbor, even Neymar's. That's right, you heard. All the difference between you and anyone on the planet is in a meantime 0.1% of the code. Does it look little? Because this 0.1% represents 3 million genetic differences. 3 million. Let me tell you a secret that will explode your mind. DNA is basically a microscopic spiral ladder that is drunk. Serious. Imagine a twisted firefighter ladder 10 times with each full lap. This is the famous double propeller. But it's not any stairs. The steps of this stairs are made of only 4 types of pieces, which scientists call the bases: adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. Or, for the intimate, A, T, G, and C. Now comes the genius part. These 4 letters combine in groups of 3 to form words. And these words form phrases. And these phrases form whole chapters that say to your body, hey, it produces insulin now, or time to grow hair in this region. It is as if within you there is the most complex library in the universe, written in a 4-letter alphabet. Shakespeare wrote all his works with 26 letters. Nature created you with only 4. Want to know something that will let you jaw drop? Only 2% of your DNA really does something. That's right, 98% of his genetic code was called DNA garbage, because scientists thought it was for nothing. But calm down. We found that this trash is actually the conductor of the orchestra. It is he who turns on and off the other 2% as if they were light switches. That's why you have 2 hands and not 3, 2 eyes and not a cyclop in the middle of the forehead. What's more, your DNA contains old viruses. I'm serious. About 8% of their genetic code are pieces of viruses that have infected their ancestors millions of years ago and decided to stay. Some of these fossilized viruses are essential to our survival. One of them, for example, is responsible for the formation of the placenta. Without an ancestral virus, mammals would not even exist. Now this holds. Your DNA has storage capacity that would leave any flash drive in the slipper. In just 1 gram of DNA, you can store 215 petabytes of information. For you to get an idea, this is equivalent to 215 million gigabytes. All YouTube videos would fit a teaspoon of DNA. No wonder companies like Microsoft are investing billions to use DNA like the HD of the future. But DNA is not just a biological hard drive. He is a true walking chemical laboratory. Every second, its DNA is producing thousands of different proteins. It is as if each cell were a factory with 20,000 workers working simultaneously, and DNA was the instruction manual that everyone follows. And look what a crazy thing. Your DNA self-feed. Every day he suffers about 10,000 damage to radiation, pollution, or simply because life happens. But he has a maintenance team working 24/7 to fix these errors. When this team fails, well, that's where serious problems can appear. Hey, if you're as fascinated as I have these DNA secrets, it shows YouTube that this type of content is worth it. Give that naughty like down there and, if not yet inscribed, squeeze the bell because, man, what's going there will make you even more impressed. By the way, comment there. What was the information that surprised you the most so far? I really want to know what is exploding your head. And look, what I will reveal now about what your DNA knows about your future. It's chilling. Prepare for this. Your DNA is a time machine. No, I'm not kidding. Within your genetic code, stories of all your ancestors are recorded. You can track your lineage until 200,000 years ago, when the first Homo sapiens walked through Africa. But it's not just about the past. Your DNA can predict the future. Scientists can already identify predispositions for more than 6,000 different diseases just by reading their genetic code. It's as if you are born with spoilers of your own life. And here comes the most controversial part. Your DNA influences even your choices. Studies with identical twins separated at birth show scary similarities. Same professions, same hobbies, sometimes even marry people with the same name. Is free will just an illusion, and are we all puppets of our genetic code? Calm down, it's not quite. This is where the story is really interesting. We found that you can turn genes as if they were apps on their cell phones. This is called epigenetic, and it is revolutionary. Do you know that story that you are condemned by your family genes? Lie. Your habits can silence bad genes and activate good genes. Exercise, for example, can turn off genes linked to obesity. Meditation can activate genes that fight inflammation. But beware, the opposite is also true. Chronic stress, poor diet, and lack of sleep may wake up genes that were sleeping quiet. It is as if you have an army of soldiers inside you, and your daily choices decide who goes to the battle. And the craziest? These changes can be passed on to your children. What you eat, how you live, even the traumas you suffer can mark your DNA and be transmitted. Studies with Holocaust survivors have shown that trauma changed genes that were passed to the next generations. Now I will tell you the mysteries of DNA that take the sleep of scientists. First, we have species genes we should not even have. There are over 200 genes in the human body that have not come from any known ancestor. Where did you come from? No one knows for sure. According to Mystery, DNA has much more dimensions than we imagined. It's not just a twisted ladder. It forms loops, us, and complex three-dimensional structures that change depending on what the cell needs to do. It is like molecular origami in real time. Third, some people have mutations that make them virtually superhuman. There is a woman in Scotland who does not feel pain. A man in Germany has 8 times denser than normal bones. Children in Italy are immune to HIV. These real-life mutants carry secrets in their DNA that could revolutionize medicine. Imagine if we could copy these mutations. We could create humans immune to disease, which live more, who cure faster. What is to come is even more impressive. CRISPR, the genetic editing tool, is transforming science fiction into reality. We have already healed hereditary blindness, we eliminate sickle cell anemia, and that's just the beginning. Soon we can upload and download DNA as if it were a file. Imagine saving DNA from endangered species and recreating them in the future. Or rather, imagine being able to back up your own young DNA and restore it when you get older. Scientists are already working on something called synthetic DNA with 8 letters instead of 4. This would quad the possible complexity of life. We could create completely new life forms with capabilities that do not even exist in nature. But the question that doesn't want to silence, should we move it? Do we have enough wisdom to play with God with the code of life? So that's it. You are not just a pile of cells. You are a 3 billion evolutionary street library. Each cell in your body carries the epic history of how life has won this planet. Its DNA survived mass extinctions, ice ages, predators, diseases, wars. You are literally made of the same stardust that forms the universe, organized in the most elegant and complex code we know. The next time you look in the mirror, remember, you are looking at the result of billions of years of evolutionary success. You are a walking statistical miracle, a mathematical impossibility that worked. And the best part? The story of your DNA is still being written. Every choice you make, every experience you live, is shaping not only your future, but potentially the future of our species. You are not a prisoner of your genes. You are the author of the next page of this epic story. So, prepared to write the next chapter?